Hello and welcome to My Planet Zoo. This is going to be a part of the new series that I'm working on. I would love to play Planet Zoo for you guys and be able to either stream it or post like some long videos of me playing. But for now, especially since I'm working with some new software that I'm really struggling to get the audio just right, I think we're just going to like go through some tours of what I've got already built. So I've already recorded the Asian Pachyderm Reserve. Unfortunately, the audio was terrible, so I threw it out. So I'll redo that one in the future, but I I don't want to do it right now. So I think that the Dunder Mifflin Zoo, the Shelton Wildlife Exhibit, and Uncle Iroh Zoo, all of those are ones that I play. But Jepson Zoo is literally, I think I scrapped it. I think it maybe has some infrastructure and maybe some animals left in there, but I don't play it anymore. I've pulled out a lot of the animals to put in other zoos. And then the Asian Pachyderm Reserve and the breeding facility are both kind of serving the same purpose for when there's community goals to breed a certain number of animals that are either like gold quality or just get the numbers up or whatever. Those are the two files that I'll go on, and I'll just build lots of different stalls and exhibit spaces so that I can have several different breeding pairs or like packs or whatever I need to get that goal accomplished and be able to win those prizes. So I think today we're just gonna go through Jepson Zoo first, since I think it's mostly empty. We'll have to look and see. If there is a functional exhibit or a functional zoo in there, I will be surprised. But you never know. The loading screen on this game seems to take absolutely forever. But, you know, I haven't really opened up these files for probably over a year because I've been pretty busy doing other hobbies. I've also got some beefy software running right now, so I'm really surprised that there's a bit of lag right there. The monkey was just like walking so smoothly that I was worried. Usually when I boot up Planet Zoo, we have some lagging issues. And the music just cut out there, so I know it's working. It's working. This is a big game, but I love it so much. It's so realistic. In my real life, I am a zookeeper, professionally, paid. Flex. So I do have a little bit of knowledge, and I would say that this is relatively accurate. There's a few things where I'm kind of like, ugh, that would never happen, you know, or some things where I know that our animals are managed a little bit differently, but I really enjoy how close all the details really are. So hopefully, maybe I can give a little bit of insight, and then I'm thinking we might build a few areas of the zoo that I work at, or zoos that I've visited, just for fun, just for the giggles. All right. So we got a lot of snow. That's gonna be difficult to see through, but okay. This is where we ran into problems in the last file, is when I zoomed out, it's quiet because you can't hear the animals, you can't hear the crowd, and my microphone was registering really well. But when I zoom in, it was really difficult to hear over the crowd. So this is a test of that. I'm gonna try and put the microphone recorder in a comfortable place. Hopefully this is working. Hopefully it's not overpowering. But this exhibit, it looks like I was trying to do a mix of both water and land. So we've got all the penguins. and then caribou, some Icelandic sheep, or Dall's sheep. Oh boy. Dall sheep is not a dangerous animal. She also hasn't escaped. Oh, no, there she... Oh, okay, alright. I'm gonna pause. I see the problem. I see the problem now. I'm just gonna pay for that to get fixed, because I just don't care. This is not a file that I play on. Like I was saying before, I've learned things since I've last played on this, so... Oh, and when you pause the game, everything's quiet. That's good to know. Good to know. Good note. But I've paid for them to be captured. Obviously, they've left because they don't like this exhibit. Oh, and we've got some seals. Yeah, clearly the animals in this exhibit are not happy. Which is, you know, my fault somehow at some point. So, yeah. And we're getting a big congestion of guests in this area, so what is happening right here? Hey, someone come get this flamingo. I guess. I think, if I'm remembering correctly, I am pretty proud of this elephant house, though. But we'll get to that. Hey, we're jumping ahead. We've jumped far too far ahead. I think, based on just being refreshed by looking at that elephant house, I was very pleased with my work building the African area. But once I built this Arctic area, some things kind of fell apart, as you can see. Over here, this is a setup that originally was supposed to be like a mass breeding facility, but I think I was just using it as regular exhibit space. So it looks like I have a troop of orangs in here. Parents, couple of females and their children. I don't really do great apes too much. They're not really my thing. Looks like there's a breeding group of pandas. I'm a big fan of underground shelters. You can really maximize the amount of square footage in a small area if you put some underground stuff. Specifically in the game, I wouldn't really push for that in real life, but in the game, it's a nice hack that I capitalize on. Alright, looks like a pair of jags. Pair of snows? That's nice. Yeah. Oh, and you can see here, clearly something was happening here. A big something was happening here. Oh, man, I've got, you can see this is old pathway all the way out to the other side of the map. I have no idea what I was building out here. Maybe this was like the original Arctic area. Like, I think I had maybe seals, penguins, and maybe like the caribou and whatnot, and I combined them all at the front. Hard to say. There's not much left to look at. So this sign right here says pandas, but there's baby jaguars inside. And I don't really want to press play again, even though they're so cute, but according to what I read a minute ago on one of these alerts, is they're going to be maturing any minute now. And when jaguars mature, if there's more than like 2 in the exhibit, they start fighting. So I'm just going to give that a second. We're we're just gonna run through this real quick, and maybe we'll come back to that drama. This looks like a really nice wolf pack. Oh, puppy. Yes, this looks like a very nice wolf pack. Very cute. Very cute. I love that I made this one bigger and have a nice pack of wolves in there. And then you can see here that the facilities to take care of them all are here in the middle. And the way that it was designed is that you would place staff in here, and then the staff would never need to leave. Unfortunately, because I put this in an actual functional zoo, I put this path out to get the veterinarians in and out because they have other things to do, other things to attend to, and whatnot. So yeah, we have to learn. I have no idea what that is. So small. Yep, I can't speak to that. But I am pretty happy with this square thing. It's not perfect. It definitely is like cookie cutter, just to get the job done. But I'm not mad about it. Um, this looks like a large exhibit with not a lot going on. Yeah, there's no animals in here. It looks like it's a nice setup though for a large carnivore. Got some carnivore feeding stations. This may have been for polar bears, grizzly bears. Perhaps it was for the wolves if I thought the wolf pack was going to expand. Oh, here you can see there's another one of those breeding facilities set up. Like I was going to build another one perhaps. I did end up just going to a different save file and building there instead. Oh, perhaps a tiger? Ah, yes. Siberian tiger. Pardon my stuffy nose. Yep. Breeding pair of Siberians. And I do like this exhibit setup. I've used this exhibit setup for tigers, binturongs, and a few other like mixed species exhibits. Just it's beautiful. It's got this gorgeous cave in the back. There's one of our tigers, Stefan. Beautiful rock staircase. Like it's got multiple layers. It's got climbing structures. There's a water feature right here that you'd be able to see if it wasn't snowing. If I'd planned ahead, maybe I would have come in here and fixed all the problems before we had to go do a walkthrough. That way the animals could be moving around, but alas, that's not the point. The point is to show you what it's really like. All right. A lot of water buffalo, or sorry, wildebeest. Some albinos too. I'll have to remember that they're here. This is really not the zoo that I was picturing in my mind when I said that I had cleaned it out, because this is definitely not cleaned out in the slightest. Also some Thompson gazelles. Looks like, if I recall, I was breeding these guys pretty heavily for a challenge, and then I got just sick of them because they breed so fast. So they're all on contraceptives. Be like, stop, put a stop to it. This exhibit is not the worst, but it's also not great. Um, Obviously, having African animals in what looks like Canada is not the best, especially without really good infrastructure to keep them warm. Also, putting Siberian tiger right next to the African, I made choices. I love this little village though. This is a blueprint that I used. Um, but I'm pretty happy with this area. Going into this barn back here, the quarantine barn, and then having all of these keeper pathways back here to speed up their transportation, I really enjoyed. So there's more keeper pathways back here, um, all the way up into this so that they can cut across. But I'm pretty happy with this little African area. across from the wildebeest, there's Bongo. And I remember building this exhibit and having a lot of issues just with space. But I mean, there's 4 babies in there, so clearly we're doing something right. Bongos are super cute. Oh, and I liked this exhibit. I thought this exhibit and these animals were super cool. Gemsbok. I have a little bit of dyslexia, and so when I was little, I would look at this word Gemsbok, and I would just say gazebo, gazebo. Doesn't, it's nowhere near gazebo. But I've been playing Zoo Tycoon basically since I could read barely, and when one can barely read, one barely reads big words like that. Looks like we maybe have some retired flamingos in here. Not quite sure what the flamingo situation is, and with the Gemsbok. Turtles. Good. This is a cute exhibit. Low walls, big turtles. Oh, good. It's 115 years old. These turtles must have come from another, like these two in particular, I must have been traveling with those, or I adopted them from someone else, because that is old. I suppose this zoo is in its 99th year, so theoretically, if they came in, at 40 years old or whatever, but that's pretty old. I do like this giraffe exhibit. This building, I've literally just put it up on stilts to look down on the giraffes, and I've seen exhibits that do that in real life, but I think this is a bit too tall. But the goal was that the building itself would act as shelter for the giraffe, so it had to be, giraffe height. Breeding white giraffe, easy. Nice exhibit. I like that one. I would rebuild that one. I'd redo it better. I like the water around the edge, and the fact that the back of it is zookeeper access. I think that it's a pretty decent design. Um, Shops. All right, this elephant barn. I don't know if this was a blueprint or not. Maybe the shell of it was a blueprint, but it also just looks so simple. It's just a box that I probably built this a few years ago. And I know that this fence I built, I wanted a fence that wasn't just, this concrete wall. I wanted something different. So I built that. No bull elephant, but I do like naming my elephants, or sorry, my like big breeding groups that I have for generations and generations. I like naming them after a certain theme. And this theme, ooh, excuse me, this theme's definitely Parks and Rec. Yeah, I'm not seeing a bull elephant. Oh no, here it is, Pebble. Pebble. So there's 2 big doors to get into the elephant house. So there's this big indoor space to go along with that big outdoor space. And then there's flamingos in here too. It's fun for them. Yes, and flamingos jumping the fence. Super cool. I don't know why they're doing that all of a sudden. I don't think I feel like I would have fixed that problem before. Yeah, this is pretty similar to the elephant barn at my zoo. That's why I built it like this. The only difference is that the inside would have lots and lots of different fences, dividing it into lots and lots of smaller spaces, so that you could kind of shift the elephants around and organize them and get one alone to do medical work and stuff like that. So, but just for the sake of this game, it's just one big pen, because otherwise it's just complicated for the tracking software. All right. I think we've looked at everything. So this trash. I do not like that at all. It's obviously not working. These two exhibits, I really like. These two I also enjoyed, but they both have issues. Tiger exhibit, love. This is empty. I have no idea what that is. And then this was useful. It's just not pretty. So this is not a file that I will come back to, I don't think, and fix the problems or play on, but it does have a lot of nice animals. So I would come back and take them, take them somewhere else. Um, so yeah, so that's this zoo. Perhaps in the future you'll see me coming in here and rescuing these animals, taking them to a new place. But anyway, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next zoo tour.